hour spots assigned. Okay. Janet, we'll go over your answer again also when we go. Okay, hour spots assigned. Anybody else?
Yeah, and if anyone, just feel free to walk up if you have a question.
I'm John from Cluster 1. I have a lot of questions. I don't know if I have time. If I buy a new car and I need a new decal, who do I contact? I'm supposed to contact C&S, but how do I do that?
Go there.
I have to go in person?
Well, if you go there in person, you'll get your sticker.
Let's ask your next question.
Do visitors need a decal or pass? They don't need a decal or pass. If you want to use the old passes that we were issued for visitors, they just don't need anything. But yet you want us to report their license? Is that it? For
There are
visitor?
no visitor passes. Let's make that very clear to everyone before you ask any further questions. There are no visitor passes.
Okay, but do we have to report the visitor's license plate?
If they're gonna be there longer than 3 days, right?
Well, I was gonna answer, but we're not answering these, right?
No, I'm thinking maybe he didn't hear, because these
Yeah.
were what we just went over. Could you hear us clearly when we were up here talking, or no?
I did,
Oh.
but maybe you didn't make it clear.
Okay.
Also, the 3 days, I think might be unreasonable. Maybe you could extend it to 5 days, because I'm not talking about girlfriends and boyfriends, I'm talking about sons and daughters and aunts and uncles and mothers and fathers. They might travel 1,000, 2,000 miles. They might want to stay for 5 days. And I know we can make a request or let you know that, this is going to happen, but I think it would be less work for you if you extended it to 5 days. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. How many questions are we gonna lay on our list before
However many you want. but that's
Anyone
what I
else
said.
have a
We
question?
just have to come up with a formula.
You get 3 minutes. Susan and Cardone, Cluster 2. I have a brother, a younger brother, that comes at least 4 times a week, 5 times a week maybe. So I'm a little confused, because normally I would move my car so he could get my spot. So I don't know how that would work, so just explain that.
Okay.
I had a minute 21.
That's fine. Go ahead.
I'm also a little bit confused, just because I want to be very clear. So we each get 2 designated spots. If we have 2 designated spots, or 2 stickers, and if we get 2 stickers,
Okay, I can't answer. I can't. I'm
We're
not supposed to
going,
answer.
we're going.
I'm not supposed to.
okay, well, every, as far as I know, every condo has 2 stickers or 2 spots or 2 vehicles that they can have assigned. How many visitors are they allowed to have? And how many visitors can each condo register? That's my question. If there's comment on it, I'll come back up and reword it.
You have a minute and 20,
Yeah, well,
ask the rest of
he's
your
done.
questions.
He's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm John from Cluster 5. I gotta get this clear now. You said that as long as you have a sticker, you can park in any addressed parking spot.
No.
No.
Well, that's what it may sound like. So,
Sorry. Mark, sorry.
I just wanna clarify that.
Okay.
Because you,
I want to answer, but, yeah.
well, it made it sound like you said anyone with a sticker can park it in anyone else's parking spot. That's what I just wanted to clear. Okay.
that kind of place.
I have a question.
No.
No, you're a board member.
Okay, so,
You're making me.
when EJ was here, because we also have a motorcycle, however, if we put the motorcycle in front of the spot, it's gonna block the other residents that are walking.
It
Along
can't
that
block
road.
the
It
sidewalk,
has to be-
parking.
Right, so
Have
he,
it towed.
so he
Where-
told us to have it parked in the same spot as the car, and it fits perfectly there.
Yes.
We don't have a problem with opening the doors, and it's not obstructing our other neighbors, so.
Right.
Your
That's okay.
small,
So
your,
if-
your small car and motorcycle where they're parked, I've seen it many times.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if.
As long as your motorcycle and your car are in your spot.
Yeah.
okay.
If this is the parking lot,
So
it's
let's-
gotta
let's-
be in here. If it's
Let's-
outside the parking block, then that's a.
Let's
a
not
Wait a
three
minute,
board
wait a
members.
minute. Wait a minute, before you answer questions, let's deal with the board thing. We're about to adopt rules that say how you park a motorcycle, and the very first thing you're sitting here doing is saying.
Just talking about,
Go
yeah.
ahead and have an exemption, Miss Board Member.
No.
Park it a different way.
No.
Then change the wording in here so that.
Oh, no,
I'm saying
no,
inadvertently, that's
Hold
what
on,
we're
I
saying.
get what you're saying,
Change the
because
word.
it specifically says in here that
Park
it needs
it
to
in
be in the
front
front of your
of the
parking
vehicle,
space.
so let's change
No, it
it.
needs to be behind the block.
Well, I guess,
In front of the parking.
I guess
lot.
this is,
Hey, Tom, it's obvious.
Hold on.
Outside the
Hold-
parking
hold on,
lot is
hold on.
not your parking space.
hold on.
Where's the sidewalk?
Right.
Read,
I mean-
read it before you argue,
Okay.
read it.
Hold
okay?
on, are we taking questions, or are we back to the board now?
Go back to the board.
We're back to the board, nobody else came up. Oh, so hang on.
I'm Mike Hicks, I'm speaking on behalf of Carol Peters in Cluster 5. And just a quick question to clarify the inoperable vehicle towing policy. If a vehicle is here, if the resident leaves the area, goes to another state from June through December, and the vehicle's in the parking spot, gets a flat tire, or some other, becomes inoperable in some other way, is there a means to notify that person in that case? And yeah, so I think by not notifying them, it seems like there'd be a potential for, but that's it, thank you.
The
We're
system
going
isn't perfect, we'll figure this
We'll
out.
figure it out.
And,
It's very clear that it's a board business meeting,
All
we
right.
need to conduct business, it's not a Q&A. We
Okay.
want to hear
All right.
from all your owners, or you're not gonna get elected the next time. You
No,
need
but
to
I
hear
wanna,
from
I
them.
wanna answer.
I
I
know.
give the answer.
But you can't let it
All
turn
right.
into that
All right.
every time.
Got it.
Okay, duet, you see what I'm saying?
right,
Yeah.
hold
Last
on,
page.
are we done? Anybody have any more comments or questions?
Okay.
Now let's turn it back over to the board. And I totally understand, because it says specifically parking,
In front of the
In
car. Go
front
to
of the car.
Right, you see it?
so
Right.
we need to change that
Why?
to as long as your motorcycle and car fit within
That's
your
what it says.
space.
No, it
It says that,
doesn't.
yes, hold on.
It says may be parked crossways at the front of the parking space, and she's saying, I park my car
It says
in the
provided.
space they fit.
There is no obstruction to any sidewalk or to adjacent parking space.
Read it from the beginning.
All right, hey, Michael, hold
Parking
on.
space assigned.
Read that from
Read it.
Park crossways in
Michael,
front of the parking space.
Michael, read that from the beginning yourself. Duet,
But this
I will say your comments down here, let's answer everybody else's questions and not, I think.
No, we have a board question on the floor.
Okay,
So,
all right.
This was at the direction of the previous So that's why we're parking it that way.
No, I-
How do you need to change the
No
wording?
problem with the way she's parking it.
listen to me. You need to reword it to say must fit within the space without obstructing the sidewalk or into the thing. Or she needs to park her motorcycle in front of the car crossways like this recommends. If you do anything else, the next person to park their car and their motorcycle in there, and it's not outside, but nobody else can open their door on either side, you're gonna have a problem.
It addresses all of that, right here. It says it right there.
It
But
says,
it specifically states that the moped, et cetera, park crossways at the front of the parking space.
Right.
So we need to strike that.
Isn't that where you want it parked?
but she doesn't park there, that's what I'm saying. And she parks next, she has little, hers fit fit. And they're not obstructing people getting in and out of their
But she
vehicles.
needs to do it like this.
Right, but at the beginning,
Here's the parking space.
Yeah.
Here's the bike.
Right.
Here's the
Yes.
curb. Here's the car.
We got it.
Life is good.
EJ told, no, hold that up. EJ told her because she has small stuff and it would fit and she could park like this and not like that.
Right.
Right.
So why does this have to be changed?
Yeah, no, she asked the question, I don't think you understood her, because you looked at it and said, that's fine, and I went, no, it's not.
Okay.
And that's why we're ready. Right.
Has to be properly, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But once again, let's consider this as a board, or as a question. Is that legit? Because this way it says she needs to specifically park differently.
Do you want to consider?
Do we want to consider, as long as you're parked within your parking space, your car and your motorcycle, or moped, as long as it fits and it doesn't obstruct any sidewalk, I don't care.
Well, but you don't care, but
Somebody next door trying to get out of
Yeah, Mike
their
cares.
vehicle.
Well, it was obstructing the way it is here, because our neighbors were able to.
But we're still leaving that part in, we're just crossing out that it has to be parked across.
no, I think we leave it like this and you move your motorcycle.
But then it's
But-
gonna
but-
affect
but
the
then-
residents.
How?
Because then it obstructs the sidewalk.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Here's your walkway, here's your bumper, here's your parking spot, right, your bumper. Nothing, no part of your vehicle, any vehicle should extend past, so it should never ever, not the front of my car, not somebody else's car. Back to with the, what's it called, the trailer hitch, nothing should ever be interrupting that sidewalk.
She said the handlebars were affecting her.
That's all right.
Folks, do we have a little bit of quiet, please, so we can hear each other up here?
Yeah. So if that's the issue, then if you park correctly and yours doesn't fit properly in there, then they can't both be parked.
Right, and then it was an issue for the electrical panel too, where they opened the door for the motorcycle to be there.
Yeah.
So,
It needs to be inside of the parking.
right.
All the way in. Yep. And that's just it.
So then we're leaving.
That word, inside, front of the parking.
All right, do you want to answer the questions then?
Yes.
Give everybody answers?
Yes. What do you have? Have you jotted stuff down too?
Yeah, I wrote them down.
All right.
Janet's was first, it was, can you let a well, basically the same as the sticker, the gentleman who asked the question about the sticker, it was addressed Monday night. Those are assigned carport parking spots.
Right.
Any resident's vehicle with a sticker that is parked in one of those will not be towed.
Okay.
If an owner comes home and sees that another resident parked there without their permission,
Right.
they can have that car towed.
Right.
But he in general will not go around and do it. And I think that, was it you that asked the question? I can't remember.
Yes,
I think that answers your question too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I get it, so you can park
Okay.
anywhere.
Right. Well, you can
I mean,
park in
But-
a
but
designated
designated
spot,
As
again,
long as no one's
provided,
there.
If
yeah,
you-
provided you're given permission and
Right,
everybody's
right.
there.
Yeah.
Because if
you
they
have
come
a
home and
sticker,
you're
you
there-
park in my spot,
Yeah.
unless I call him, you're not gonna get towed.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
But if you park it in my spot and I'm here, I'm gonna tow you. Just-
Yeah, if you don't have permission, you're not gonna get towed, but you might when that person comes home and,
Correct.
yeah, all
Right.
Right.
Okay, so that was two at once, and then Michael wanted to answer, how were the spots assigned? That was the next question. How were they designated? What was?
Okay.
Right.
So those, the visitors spaces that are currently, and I hope I'm answering your question, let me know if not. Okay, so the visitor spaces that were currently painted, they haven't painted all the visitor spaces on the property. They painted 12 or 13 or something there they skipped one because there was a vehicle there and they couldn't do it, so that one will be painted. But then there'll be others throughout the property. All they did was they took the first 12 from the entryway in, rather than going down the other end coming this way. They started at the 59th Street entryway and went that way 12 space, 12, 13, 14, whatever it was. Then we're gonna have a number of spaces up here by the clubhouse, 9 spaces, those are not painted yet, but they will be. And then 2 spaces per cluster at 5, 4, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2 now?
I thought it was 3.
I
No,
thought
it was
it
gonna
was
be
3.
3, but it's 2. Remember, we went down to 2.
I remember you talking about it, I didn't know that.
To give more space for residents, we can always add visitor. But
But
it's
you
a
know
little
how
harder,
difficult it is to
it's
take away.
it's a little harder to take away.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather do
So-
2 and then go, hey,
We need
we
more.
want more visitor
Yeah.
spacing, let's paint another one.
Okay. All right, so the next were how to get new vehicle stickers, and visitors get a pass. Do you have to give the tag number? At this point, you're going to contact CNS, and we're going to issue the new stickers. However, we're going to keep track of the vehicles. If you already have 2 registered vehicles, you come in for a 3rd sticker, I'm happy to give it to you, but I'm going to ask you which one you want me to disconnect. And I'm going to log into Conto and say, the old vehicle no longer needs it, the old tag no longer needs it, the rental, whatever it is that you registered before. You will not be given a 3rd tag. You can have 3 tags, but you will not be given a 3rd at any one time, if that makes sense. You could have 17, I don't care, throughout the years. But 2 at a time, always, never more than 2.
And that was John
active-
Stallone.
active-
that asked
active.
that question, he's not
2
here.
active stickers registered to a vehicle. Just because it says.
Yeah, you're not getting a sticker
You can't
without
get-
giving
you
me
can't
a
get
tag
2
number.
stickers.
Right.
Right.
Every unit just doesn't willy-nilly get 2 stickers.
Right.
You have to have a vehicle, a registered vehicle attached to that sticker.
It's owned by an owner or
Yes.
resident.
Resident,
Owned
that's
by
right.
an approved
Not just
resident.
any random person,
Yes.
right? Okay, do visitors get a pass? There are no visitor passes. If you have someone who's coming for longer than 3 days, if they come and they're less than 3 days, tell them to park in visitor spots for that 3 days. Visitor, they won't be towed. Anybody longer than 3 days, you need to let CNS or your cluster director know. We need to go into the system and give their license plate and get an exemption. So if someone is coming to visit you for 4 days, you need to know what their vehicle license plate tag is. If they're
Or
coming-
12 days, you need to.
12 days,
Whatever it is.
whatever it is.
beyond
But
3.
at 14 days, per our rules, regulations, declarations.
They need to fill out an
You need to
application.
start the process of becoming a resident. That's part of our declaration.
And you must give the tag number to us at that time.
Okay, so I understand, I heard that from Charlie, which I was totally confused about. I thought we didn't start doing any of that until somebody was here 30 days, not
Right.
14 days.
It's always 30
It's always been 30 days.
It's 14 days to start the process of getting residency.
Getting
You-
somebody vetted.
Getting
Yeah.
someone vetted, you
Yeah.
have up to 30 days.
Okay,
At 30 days, they either are vetted or they're not.
Out.
okay.
So,
So say we've got somebody coming to visit, and they're coming to visit for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They're coming for 3 weeks. They're not gonna live here, they're just coming to visit.
Yeah, that's-
So I'm calling you
Yes.
to give you the info.
Yes,
To register that car.
yes.
And it's gonna be okay to
Yes.
say for 3 weeks? Now
Yes.
you're talking
Uh,
14
no, but
days?
you're
Is
telling
that
me
gonna be a problem?
Hold on, easy saying that, because I believe that's in our declarations, that that's what the process is.
Process says, if I'm right, Nancy, anybody who resides here over 30 days is in a calendar year, it's not like 30 days in a row, in a calendar year, must fill out an application. But the application process says that prior to anyone moving in or being considered moved in, the board needs to have their 14 or it says 15 days or whatever advance notice to run the background check, review the application and respond. So that's why the 30, he's
Right.
saying after 14,
Right.
you're
Right.
at your time
Right,
limit.
and I
So-
understand that, but
I
my
guess
question
something for
again
3
is,
weeks.
if I've got a relative that's coming for 3 weeks, what do I do?
We can't adjust the rate if I don't know
Well,
what you guys
yeah,
are doing.
But I guess, is that, I mean, yes, it is it's a parking issue, but it's also our other rule in residency, do we need to address that? Do we need to update that?
If they're coming for 3 weeks, she knows they're leaving, they're not gonna hit the 30-day mark.
Right.
She doesn't need to do the application process at
Right.
all. So we
Right.
can
Yeah,
enter the
and-
car
Okay.
and it's in the.
So you let us know, right?
Right,
That's like,
right.
there's an
Right.
end date, and we put that in the
Yes.
system and, you know,
Yes,
they're fine.
that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm calling
Yeah.
you and I'm saying they're coming in from the 10th
Yeah.
to the, 30th
Yeah.
or whatever, that's 20 days.
Okay.
And that's gonna be okay.
Yep,
You're gonna put that in the system.
right, and then 2 months down the road, they're still here, and
Then
then
it's a
we talk.
problem.
Then we talk.
And I
Yeah.
understand.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go on with the questions and come back to the things that you're gonna need to discuss to answer, which is the exempt the carports and extend the 3 days. So, the brother that visits frequently, I think it was Susan's, does it stay overnight? Is that what you're at?
No, he just comes,
Then it
to visit during the day.
During the day, well,
Yeah, just
we're not
parking, just
towing during the day, right?
Park and visitor, parking,
The towing is only at night.
park and visitor spot.
Visitor parking.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, what I was asking is, so I usually move my car and he parks in my spot, but if it's during the day, it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Okay.
The last easy one is if it's inoperable and it's left here, who notifies the owner? That's whoever's watching their stuff, it's not our responsibility.
Yeah, right, I mean, you should have someone, did you ask that? Okay, so it actually says it in our documents, that if you're gonna be gone for a certain period of time, and I don't know, I don't have it in front of me, and we're not addressing that right now, but you should have someone looking after your condo if it's gonna be vacant for X amount of time. So, in looking after your condo, they should take a peek at your car, make sure, yeah. And look, if you're in cluster 5, and if you know Charlie, and Charlie knows you, and he sees, oh geez, dude's got a flat tire, he'll tell you, right, I mean,
Right.
yeah.
All right,
No,
so
not Charlie.
your last 3 are things that you're gonna talk about and consider. One is, how many can each cluster representative register as far as exemptions, or how many visitors can an owner register? Both of those were part of the same question. Can we exempt the carports, and can we extend the 3-day visitor rental to 5 days?
Okay, well, most of that is ComTow, we hired them to do this, and,
But we can change things, Michael.
We can change,
Reasonable.
right, but we're
we
not.
can change a certain amount of,
Right.
With reason.
within reason that doesn't
Take
obviously.
them one at a time.
Yep.
Wait a minute, all right, 2 things. One, I know that ComTow has, they will offer services if it benefits them, obviously, right?
Sure.
And they can walk out at any time. But they are a contractor that works at the behest of the board. So if we want people to have 5 days, they darn well will have 5 days.
I understand that.
Here,
But
here.
We are
that's
not
what I was
even talking about ComTow right now, we're talking about your adopted parking rules. Do you want to extend
From
visitors
3 to
being
5?
from 3 to
No,
5?
No.
I would. I can see that because,
Yeah.
the reason I say that is because a lot of the people that I see who are taking a vacation go for about a week. Not
Okay,
always
but-
just a weekend.
Look, 3 or 5 days,
Uh-huh.
okay, ComTow actually was, okay, but this is, don't tell, okay, so it's like if it's 3 days, if it's gonna be more than 3 days, you're gonna tell CNS.
And
they're
get
gonna-
an exemption.
they're-
Get an
if-
exemption.
And if it's more than 5 days, you're gonna have to call, so I think we leave it through.
Can I ask
Yeah,
a
good
question,
point.
Janet?
Yeah.
What happens if somebody at CNS enters something wrong? I mean, typos are easy to do.
Right.
What happens if something is wrong? Now, I know Calvin has a lot of checks and balances in his system, and my assumption would be that they might be able to spot an error when they're putting in license numbers and it's not even the car that's listed, for
Mhm.
example. They could spot errors. But I'm just curious as to what happens if
Okay.
something gets typed in incorrectly. What would happen to that car or those people?
The way that Calvin addressed that was if it's an honest mistake on
On
CNS's
anyone's part, yeah.
on something like that, talk to him and he'll take care of it, that
He's done
stuff
that,
shouldn't
yeah.
be happening all
He'll
the
just return the vehicle, yeah.
It
Okay.
shouldn't be happening all the time. right?
Oh,
It shouldn't be
absolutely
happening
not.
now.
So
It should
if
be
it
a
happens
one-off thing.
1 month,
Yeah.
he said he'll just tell him, he'll take care of it, they'll get their car back, no charge, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah, inconvenience maybe, right? But,
There would be that,
but,
but,
you know,
but at least they
but
don't
that's
have
what
to
he
pay.
said, he said he would.
But they're also do this for a living, there's gonna be some common sense, if, I'm picking numbers here, but if their license plate is 3K 567, and I put in 3K 557, they're not necessarily gonna tow the
And
car
the
without
description
checking.
matches?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
Yeah,
say,
as
he's
long
probably
as the
not paid
description
this.
is the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
a white Ford
Make it
Bronco with
Yeah.
the license
Whatever.
plate one off,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, he did address that, he, like, honest mistakes, and, you know,
Uh-huh.
he's reasonable, he said, he's not gonna.
He is,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it really doesn't need to be extended. Who was the gentleman that asked about the 5? Did he leave?
That
It
was
doesn't
John.
mean, because if they're gonna be here longer than 3, then you would just put in the exemption and they're fine.
And in his particular case, he generally knows how long his kids are staying longer.
Yeah, well,
He
that's,
knows in advance.
Well, even if he doesn't, if they come for 3 days and they decide to stay, then he could ask for the exemption and get.
And by all means, at any time, if this does become an issue, we talk about it at a board meeting.
And we extend it.
And we extend it, we
Yeah.
change it. It's a simple change.
And if it's on the weekend, you're saying that he doesn't come around on the weekends?
No, he does.
He does
Oh, he
on the
does.
weekends, but
Oh,
he does.
not on holidays.
Oh,
During
holidays, okay.
Okay, so can we exempt the carports, not have anything towed there?
see, that is
I
what I
don't
was
think
saying
that's
as
a
far
good
as
idea.
Comto, not, you know, that's kinda, I don't think we want to.
I don't
but-
think
No.
it's a good idea.
No.
No, those are limited common elements, and if it's not part of our contract, what if someone parks, I'm saying me, like I live here, I don't live here. What if someone parks in my carport and you don't have the towing contract? I'm not covered, there's no liability, the towing company's not doing anything, I am fully
Yeah, I think-
responsible
I
for
think
calling a towing company, having them towed.
But you can't. Because, well, I mean,
Yeah,
If-
the owner could, as the
The
owner.
owner can.
If the owner can't, you can't.
They have legal
but
right.
but if we exempt the carports from.
I'm on my own, I'm on my own, I
Right.
have no backup
Then
from
you
the
can't.
towing company, from.
Anybody.
Anybody.
And I don't think any other towing company is going to come, if Comto has their
Has
signs
the
up,
contract, nobody else.
no
will
other,
come in
no
here and
other
tow it.
towing company is
Yeah.
gonna come in,
Yep,
okay?
nope, no more, time's up, no, go ahead. I know you wanna argue that, do you have more to add to it?
I
Other
mean-
than asking in a different way, if you have different questions, ask it.
I'm not asking for our carports to be exempt, and because I understand how software works, it's not how it works anyway. He goes and does every single spot.
We're not
anyway.
discussing the software, we're just talking
Okay,
about.
but I'm
rules,
saying though,
right.
my question is exempting the carports from being managed by the license plate.
Mhm.
They're gonna come and scan or check in license plate to see if there's out of date anyway. They're gonna be down those roads anyway. They're gonna be scanning everybody regardless of contract. I'm saying giving the owners an opportunity to park whatever vehicle suits them in those spots without having somebody coming and making us afraid that and I don't own a car here, so it's probably not
But
gonna
we
be my own.
discussed that last night, by giving you, or Monday night, we did discuss
But
that.
I did
You
not ask
asked
that
it in-
question,
You
though.
did, in a different way, and I'll give you the answer so it reminds you. The answer was, then what will happen is the owners will take their vehicles, take up other spots in the community, and let whoever they want in.
And my solution to that was-
Instead of using 2.
And my solution to that was every single condo has a spot that's assigned to them, and every single condo gets a sticker.
But at the end of the day, you rent a vehicle and come, right? Or you're here,
Yep.
whatever.
Yes.
Okay? And you have the tag, whether you're here for a week or 2 months.
So then I could just get a tag
You,
and,
no,
No.
you call Comto, give them the license plate number, they exempt you from getting towed for X period. You change out rental cars, just call Comto, give them the new license
CNS.
plate number, or
I understand.
call CNS, license plate, and your vehicle is exempt.
Right.
Whether it's a week or 2 months.
You may not be intending to do that, but that is exactly what, for instance, the person who wants 3 parking spots. She's gonna park her 2 decal stickers, and you're saying only give them 1 sticker, but
one sticker, one spot.
1 sticker, 1 spot, and they can park whatever they want in there.
Right. Because then, along with everything, I mean, this is a solution where every single condo has a spot. Every single condo also then would get one sticker assigned. But that way, it would give owners an opportunity that if there is a vehicle, what if somebody, and then there's gonna be mistakes made on owners' parts, but then at least we could say, well, we can park our car or this other car in the spot. Comto is still gonna come down and film because the flat tires.
I'll
license
give you a
plates.
prime. My husband and I, we have a 2-car garage, but I have 2 main decorations. One vehicle goes in the garage and one goes in the driveway. I don't always pay attention when I'm pulling in the driveway because I'm out at meetings till this hour of the night. I park where it's convenient. I open the garage door, no car in there, I pull in, unload the groceries or whatever, right? And then.
And you don't have any
park.
company managing your
And then
garage.
my car is the one with the sticker.
Right.
Now I'm in one spot, now he has to park elsewhere, and he has no sticker.
Right.
Because you're only given one sticker. So, in other words, anytime, if each condo gets one sticker and one assigned car for it, right? Then the person with the sticker can never ever park in your assigned carport, and the other car always has to. And I don't think your owners will agree to that.
You don't even have a vehicle, so why would you get a sticker? What are you gonna do with that sticker?
I don't care about the sticker, I want right to the spot.
He's saying in general, not him,
I can
just
care
in
less
general,
about the
everybody.
stickers. If Comto still is gonna come down and do it anyway,
You,
and then
you
we have right to park any
you,
vehicle
you,
that.
you have exclusive rights to park in your assigned spot.
Only though, if I have a vehicle that I've gotten a hold of CNS or.
Right.
And that's
And-
inconvenient, or.
And what's the issue with that?
The issue is, why does my spot have to be managed by Comto? Why can't, if I have a vehicle, if I crash,
So-
and I
so-
get a,
so you're
listen,
asking-
listen to me, if I crash and I am toast, and then all of a sudden I have to go to the hospital, and now I got a rental car, and I'm coming home, and I'm parking my rental car, and I
Charlie,
come out the
don't
next
go.
day, and then my rental car is towed, because it's my spot, I should be able to do whatever I want with it.
Alright,
And
let's
within
go back to the
reason, but-
board. Does everyone on the board understand what he's asking for and asking us to
Yeah.
I
consider?
do now.
Okay. Do we want to consider this?
No.
Does anyone want to consider making a change to the documents to address that?
I don't think
Because
so.
exemption for him is exemption for everybody else too.
This is an exemption for
But that's
everyone.
why-
176 what?
Yes, you can park whatever car you
We
want.
heard, we're back to the board, I'm sorry, we heard
Okay.
you, we gotta move on. Okay, we're not gonna put that in.
No.
How many exemptions can each cluster register? And I think that was kind of addressed earlier by Tom's comment, that maybe we'll pull a report each month and just make sure that board members aren't taking advantage of
We can start
these.
like that, right?
Yeah.
We can
And
start-
maybe address it if
Well, and
it
then, and
becomes
then,
a problem.
and then that also comes down into individual residences. If they're exempting, you know, they have 9, now all of a sudden they have 9 visitors and they're exempting 9 visitors
Well,
Over and over and over and
over and over and over again.
and again, it's a good way for us to keep track of that 30-day rule
Correct,
too.
correct.
Yep.
And we can just review that, whether it's every 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, because especially during the holidays, you're gonna have visitors and
Right.
all that.
And Compton even said, we can say, hey, you know what, it's Thanksgiving weekend from
Well, they don't
Thur-
go during that.
Thur- Thursday to Sunday,
Right.
just don't even drive in. We can exempt,
Yeah.
we can do a holiday exemption.
They can take a
I think you
holiday.
did.
So-
I think that you told me for Thursday, for Thanksgiving, it's the one day,
Is
not
it?
the whole weekend.
No, but you can, he said, all you gotta do is just tell him and he'll
Yeah,
not
Thursday
come
through
for that
Sunday.
period of time. Yeah.
So my suggestion is, so that we're not here another hour and a half about the same items, is that you adopt the amended rules if you're all comfortable with it. We'll do a motion and adopt, and then we will adapt this to match this before we send it out for people to sign.
Correct.
Right. And Charlie.
Instead of going over this.
He'll be back, I think he just went to the restroom.
Yeah. And Charlie had concerns about this that he wanted brought up, but I think, did we already?
I don't know, Charlie, did we address all of your concern? We did?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then let's
Where are
just
they?
do this motion.
What are they? Wait.
No, I did.
Okay.
What are you saying, Charlie? And then Charlie, if you didn't hear me, we'll adapt this to match this.
No.
before, for the board to look at, all of you, and before, and then we'll send it to the owners, right?
Good.
Or we'll add this to the bottom of this.
Could do that.
Send it all to the
Right?
owners.
And just,
Make it
yeah,
one.
right, make just one document.
Yeah, whatever, we'll
Yeah.
do. So then I need a motion to adopt the updated parking regulations as decided on this evening.
So moved.
Is anybody gonna second it?
I second.
Are you doing your thing?
No, I'm just listening. I
Okay.
have a question that's been
Yep.
nagging at me a little bit. And it's really about if somebody ends up in a hospital or an extended absence from here, and if he tows their car and sells it. I'm very concerned about something like that happening to one of our residents. And, I don't ever want something like that to happen to anyone who lives here, but I don't know how we can possibly avoid
So-
with his rules and things the way they are today. And I'm not saying he's wrong to do it, I'm simply saying I don't want anybody to get stuck in that position where their car gets sold because they were in the hospital for over a month.
I don't know specifically how to address your question, and you have a valid question, because
Yeah.
I have a valid example that I was given today, that at a property, they towed a car that had expired temporary tags, but they were temporary tags, like from the dealership when you buy a new car.
Sure.
Because it was a brand new car. The director of that association said, tow the car. They towed the car. The car got sold at auction. The gentleman was in the hospital during COVID. The car got sold.
My car was sold, a brand new
But
car.
because the director stepped in, they now sued the association,
Yeah.
the director themselves, and the towing company. And
Right.
they're still in
And
litigation.
you know what, if this happens to be one of your owners, that you probably are gonna be.
See if they put the driver.
What's
Log
that?
in and put the exemption in 30
Yeah,
days.
no, but I'm saying you'd probably be aware of, oh my God, so-and-so's in the hospital, their car's sitting, and you can make an exception or whatever you do,
Well, not an exception, it's
No,
an
what's it
exemption.
called? Exemption.
But we also
Exemption.
fall back into our, I believe our declarations and our rules and regulations, that it is, what is it? I think it's in our declarations that, like, 48 hours. If you're gone longer than 48 hours, you need to do XXX to your condo, and after.
But if somebody's in an accident or
Medical,
something,
a
right,
medical
Right.
situation.
but it's a one-off, and
Trumps
you're
all
just gonna
that
have to
stuff.
deal with it
Because
as
you
it
don't
comes
know if
up.
you're gonna get hauled off by an ambulance.
Right. And I guess that's part of the Conto system, I guess between, I'm not gonna say 7 of us and CNS, you can log in every day, as Calvin told me, you can log in every day with your morning coffee, and you can see all the activity that happened at Pebble Springs.
Right.
Okay, so we never voted on the motions.
No, we didn't. So
No,
Charlie,
Nancy had her
Edna
question.
seconded.
Okay, I'm calling the question, then that means you have to ask for a vote.
Ask for a vote. You wanna vote, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed?
Robin.
Robin, Robin,
Okay, we got a majority,
Okay.
she fell asleep.
Finding committee members, Charlie really wants to get this,
We
all I
have-
literally need is a motion to appoint.
I'm here.
and name your
We
people.
Okay,
have
so
three.
did you hear that we're voting now? Did you hear that?
Yes, I said aye. You must
Oh.
not hear it.
No, we didn't hear. You were still muted, I guess. Okay.
Oh, aye.
Okay, we currently have 2, and one of them kinda backed away because she found out she's not well. And so, Susan, do you wanna be on the finance committee? It doesn't require anything a lot, you just have to show up for a meeting. And I've explained to you already what the skinny on that is. We need one more member in order to get this darn thing done.
Nancy.
No pressure. Well, I wouldn't twist anybody's arm.
I'm not trying to twist anybody's arm.
All right,
I just-
Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 3 now.
Okay, who's the second?
Susan, you got her?
Who's the first and the third?
There's a lady in his cluster.
Liz Cadola,
And the other one's Judy.
Liz Cordola.
Yep.
Codola.
And who's the third?
Judy.
Judy.
No. So we have our 3, and, that should take care of us for a finding committee. For the time being, we'll have to get them all together and have a conversation with them, what we expect, given that paper, that 3-page thing that EJ gave us.
No, I wanna look at it first, because I think it was written before the last statute change,
Okay.
especially with, okay.
That's fine.
Motion to appoint Susan Cardone, Liz Cadola, Judy Mack to the finding committee.
So moved.
I second
All in favor?
Nay.
Nay.
it. Find us somebody else.
Anyone opposed?
Opposed.